Sometimes you see a picture on Facebook and you just have to build it out of Lego. And so I did. I call this Space Daddies. And it is fantastic. I love how this turned out. So in the picture, you have a screenshot from Star Wars Episode 3 while they are walking through the halls of technically the Tantive 3, and somebody photoshopped baby Bjorns of Luke, Leia, and Grogu onto them. And here we are. So I did a short showing how to do the Bail Organa for Episode 3. Then these two, the Yoda is from Yoda's Starfighter, and this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi from the chase on Utapau, where he's chasing General Grievous. And the rest of the build is from two copies of this right here, the Boarding the Tantive 4 set, which I also did a video on the actual set previous to this one. And this build is why I bought two copies of that set. And I was just, as soon as I saw this image, I knew right away that I could build it just by using the Tantive 4 set. And so, I mean, honestly, half of this is the official set, and then the other half is literally just that, but mirrored. And I went about, it is modified, definitely modified. But so building this half, I literally just used the instructions for that half, but mirrored it. And honestly, I had to keep telling my brain to stop trying to put stuff in the right spot. I have put it in the opposite direction. So it did take a little longer. But I built it mirrored imaged and kind of backwards because I started with the walls first. Like in the actual instructions, you build the flooring first and then you build up the walls. But I did the walls first so that I could figure out how to do the connections on the bottom. As you can see, it's not the same on both sides. And that is because right here, this flooring is the original. I also moved the Technic. There's a 1x12 Technic beam that goes right there. I swapped that. That's on the inside over here. I swapped that so there weren't any holes here. But if you see here, there's that gap. So that right there, 12 stud length, is the original base. And then over here, I had to add, because you had those little flipper things there. Pulled all those out, and I added Technic. The Technic 1x1s those go into, I added those in the middle to go into the studs. As you can see, you've got that grill piece right there. So add those to the studs. Actually, no, hold on. So yeah, I built this at like 3 a.m. this past Saturday. So what it was is the headlight bricks, where they have kind of that offset and then a little notch at the end. And the back of that piece has a stud connection. So that is pushed into the studs where that tile is, and then I had Technic pins going from the 1x1 Technic bricks on this side into Technic bricks on this side. So I've got a set of them here and a set of them there. You can kind of see where those pins are in that gap. Yeah, so I did all the flooring last. And then for the back, I had to expand this section out, and there's some because I have stuff perpendicular to each other, there is some wonky math up top. So I had to, let me show you here. Right underneath there, I had to tile this whole section off because those studs would offset everything off about 2/3 of a stud. Oh, yeah. So right here is just sitting in there by a single stud at the bottom. But I did have the 2 studs on top right there. But Lego math is not something that I'm well versed in, so I just tile it off, only using those studs there and keeping the top together with that. And then I removed the, you see there in the box there, you've got the cut door. I removed that section from here because I don't really need it. But I was still, even with the extension here, still able to preserve the door opening mechanism, which I honestly don't need it, but it is nice to have. You can do there, and it still has the one up here. But I mean, in the source photo, you do have that door open, and you see further down the hall. So it's just a nice little feature you can keep there. But I love how this turned out. Unfortunately, it is kind of barren if you look at it from the top. There's not a lot going here. I mean, it's just a hallway. Let's be real here. But I'm proud of how this came out. I'm definitely going to be bringing this to WasabiCon. And yeah. I really like memes. But yeah, this came out really, really well. Unfortunately, you can't have the Leia hair because the stud on top is just for show. These heads are smaller than regular ones. And then you can't have a little lightsaber because the baby hands don't hold anything. And they themselves are about the size of the bar for the lightsaber. So, I mean, I did get the white outfits, and they're in the standard Lego figure yellow because there's basically only one that has the skin tone, and it's really hard to get, kind of pricey, and it just doesn't fit the build. But, you know, you do what you can with what you've got. And I'm very happy with how this came out. Yeah. It's great. All right. I'll see you guys.